All right, we're here, Lazy Days. So, right, we got another special guest, very special guest today. Now, our special guest is all the way from El Salvador. Kimashita. Now, how do I pronounce it? Diego Alejandro Dalton?
Dalton, yeah.
Dalton. Hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite.
So, you're from El Salvador.
I'm from El Salvador, born and raised.
Where did you place it? Right in the center of Central America, is it?
We're in the middle of the Americas. We're surrounded by Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua a little bit, so we're the smallest country in the entire continent.
You guys face south.
That's true, yes.
So you have a lot of waves, swells being generated in the South Pacific.
We have lots of swells that come from the south, and also the way that the coast was generated by the tectonic plates, the Cocos and the Caribbean plate and the Ring of Fire. That makes a very rugged coastline, so which is perfect for this point breaks that we have.
That gives great opportunity for different places to catch the waves, to catch the swells, if it's jagged coast like that.
Definitely, and also for different types of surfers, from beginners to advanced and professionals. And so that's what we're trying to make it a surfing destination, not for just one type of surfer, but for every type of novice surfers and everybody that wants the sport and they love the sport.
How long is the history of surfing in El Salvador?
Surfing started in El Salvador back in the 60s, but it really picked up in the 70s during the surfing exploration days. And in the 70s, that's when it really became, El Salvador became a surfing mecca in Latin America. A Hollywood big production was shot there in parts. Big Wednesday.
Yeah, I heard that from one of the people that were in the movie called Mark Martinson, ex-champion, and he told me that he was down at El Salvador.
I mean, there was a lot of people coming from California to El Salvador, and that's how it really became known. There was a lot of Americans that decided to move to El Salvador. So some of them they own small hotels or restaurants, and they just enjoyed the surfing in El Salvador for the rest of their lives.
What's the population in El Salvador?
We have a population of about 6.5 million people in our country, and then we have roughly 3 million people living abroad.
And how many surfers do you have?
I wish I had that exact number for you. It's a sport that is growing recreationally and also professionally, but it's something that in the last decade it started to pick up a lot more.
The last
the last 10 years it's really started to pick up more. Actually, from the beginning of this century it started to go up and up a little by little.
Now, how is the surf camp in situations like that? Is there lodging along the coast?
We have about 9,000 hotel rooms in our country, and that varies from eco hotels, boutique hotels, luxury resorts, and also business hotels. The last two, they're more in the capital city, but that's not too far. It's only 30 minutes away from the beaches in La Libertad, in Surf City.
And how many of these are geared towards surfers? What percentage of it?
Well, there's a lot. The ones that are along the coast. They're targeted for surfing, and you have there the hostels, apartments, for long stays, and you have a different variety of hotels as well. Now you have nicer, more boutique style hotels. But it depends. There's a variety for every sort of budget as well.
What's the most famous surf spot in El Salvador?
Well, it's hard to say, but there's many. Punta Roca, which is one of the most famous and one of the top 10 waves in the world. El Sonsal, La Bocana, El Zonte, Las Flores, Punta Mango. Las Flores is also considered one of the top waves in the world. So there's plenty of spots for surfers, and those are just the famous ones. There's also more that are less famous, but also are great for surfing and enjoying the waves.
Punta Roca I know about. We've always heard about Punta Roca.
Yeah. It has a long ride break, and that's why it's famous for that long ride.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And how about contests? You've had contests recently, right?
Yes, we have. And back in 2019, we started with the Stand-Up Paddleboard ISA World Championship. And then 2021, we had the ISA World Surfing Championship, which was the last competition to qualify for Tokyo 2020. And this year, we're hosting the ISA Youth Championship. And also, for the first time ever in El Salvador, the World Surfing League will have its championship tour come to Punta Roca.
Wow, wow, wow. Double ASL is coming, huh?
It's coming to town, yes.
Wow. Well, you're in the league then.
For the first time, we're in the league, and we're super proud of it. And we also, this competition, most of these athletes, all of them, they were there last year. So for them, it's a homecoming
Coming
again.
back, huh?
Yeah.
でも本当あれですよね。WSL が大会やるってことは、もう本当絶対サーフィンマップに乗るってことだよね。これからも有名になるんじゃないかな、そういうことやると。でね、why are you guys pushing surfing? What is this? What is the president a surfer?
Well, the president's not a surfer, but he's a young visionary president. He saw that we had a natural wave machine that it's hard to replicate. So with that, we started to develop Surf City, and the project is to develop the entire coastline, and in tourism and in restauranting and other areas and other sectors that will combine with what we offer in other parts of our country.
But you got Salvadorian surfers, right? Yeah.
There are.
Lots of surfers, obviously.
There are a lot of recreational surfers and professionals. We have a few that stand out. One of them is Brian Perez, who came here to Miyazaki in 2019 to compete. And then, of course, he represented El Salvador in 2021.
So how about, what are you doing about sustainability and eco? Do you have like ecotourism there too?
We do have ecotourism. Sustainability is one of the main objectives also of this government, to make tourism sustainable. And that means, to give all the infrastructure that we want to build and we're building for the future, it has to have the sustainability as one of the top priorities. So that's the road that we're taking as well.
That's great that a country is thinking like that.
We have to now. I mean, we see the effects of what's happening with the climate change and the changing patterns. So, and we are a very small country that we're very vulnerable. So we recognize that sustainability and being conscious of what we're doing is a very important step for us to have a future.
Well, that's great. Well, I hope I get down there to surf soon.
Well, I want to invite everybody here in Japan to come to Surf City. I think that right now we're living difficult circumstances, because of the pandemic. But still, in El Salvador, we have, the Safe Travel Destination certificate. So that means that anybody can enjoy Surf City and surfing in our country. And so we want to invite you to come to El Salvador, enjoy the great waves. Thank God. Well, because we're a tropical country, it doesn't matter what time of the year you go. You always have warm weather and warm water, and the waves are always pumping.
And you said you're part of the thing where it's considered safe for the corona. Is it?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, the Safe Travel Destination is a certificate that it is given by the WTTC, and they are the board that make sure that all the biosecurity measures are taken in every aspect of the chain of services that we provide as a country for tourism.
Well, okay, well, great. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Please, everybody come to Surf City. We invite you, we welcome you. Come surf the waves of the pros. El Salvador, it's the smallest country, but with the best waves in the world.
Well, Surf City, here we come.
Thank you. Here we come, Surf City.
Thank you. Lazy Days, 登録お願いします。